So it was December 1999, and I had been dating Mike since Halloween, so I guess it was about the time that it was okay that I could call him my boyfriend. So we were hanging out at the front table at Hops and Barley's, our favorite bar in Luzerne. He was actually the door guy. I know, I met him at the bar, and I'm dating the door guy. So, but we had the best seat in the house up front. Even though the door kept opening and closing and the cold December air was rushing in, it was cool to sit up there with the door guy. But instead of just being the bouncer at this bar, he liked to pretend he was the mayor at the bar. See, we were so new in our relationship that we were still trying to impress each other and outdo each other. So while we were up there during slow periods when he wasn't IDing people or kicking people out, he would say, "Oh, over there, that guy's a dentist. Oh, he's a lawyer. Oh, there's the actual mayor. There's a cop. You know, I actually know all the cops in the area," he said. But I kind of outdid him when I said I knew Jimmy Harnon, who was responsible for the hit "Where Are You Now" that was popular in the 80s, so I won that. So after the bar closed, we were there late, after closing time. We started walking back down the sidewalk toward his car. He parked in the alley between the bar and the convenience store down the block. So I think somebody I knew came in, so I sort of fell behind Mike and his friend Doug. And so on my way, as I was trying to catch up with the guys, I happened to see this Christmas tree. It was a Charlie Brown tree. It was in one of those little barrel kind of planters, but it was just laying there. It had tinsel on it. And then it hit me. I was busting Mike's ass earlier for not having a Christmas tree yet. It was December 19th. So I did what any good new girlfriend would do. I decided to help decorate his house for Christmas. So I picked up the tree and started walking down, and I said, "Hey, Mike, here's your Christmas tree." What I didn't know was that Mike and Doug were talking to somebody. So this guy kind of peeked out of the alley and said, "Hey, young lady, come here." Now, my vision was a little blurry at this point because I had been at the bar all night, but as I got a little closer, I noticed that he was a cop. So I dropped the Christmas tree, and I extended my arms out, and I started walking toward them. And I said, "Are you gonna handcuff me? Because I like that." See, because Mike knew all the cops in the area. I was trying to impress him with my sense of humor. So the cop pulled out his little pad and started writing some stuff down. And he said he was writing me a citation. So I looked at Mike and Doug for approval, and they were just kind of shaking their heads and not wanting to make eye contact with me. So the officer said, "I'm going to need you to sign this." So I took the citation, and with my blurry vision, I kind of looked at it, and I inspected it. It said, "Defendant did remove a decorative tree from its holder." I had to do a double take. I didn't remove it from its holder. I mean, I did, but it wasn't planted or anything. I hadn't realized that the whole street was lined with Christmas trees, but it was just laying there. And then I looked again at the demographic information. He had checked off Caucasian. He didn't even bother to ask if I was white. So I said, "You shouldn't assume things, officer. I'm Native American." So he just kind of looked at me, and Mike and Doug again are doing the faceplant thing that Frank did. And I said, "I am. I was born here in Philadelphia. That's in America." So that didn't go over too well either. He said, "Listen, I'm going to need you to sign this." So I signed it, handed it back to him. He said, "Okay, you have 10 days to plead innocent or guilty. If you don't send this back in, we're going to come to your house and arrest you." So I said, "All right, I will see you 10 days from now. We'll have a reunion. I'll bake a cake." I'm looking at my new boyfriend, I'm looking at Doug, but they're not laughing. The cop just looked at me, ripped off the yellow sheet of the carbon copy thing, handed it to me, got in his car, and drove away. So Doug went his own way. I got into Mike's Dodge Shadow with him, and I said, "Why didn't you introduce me to your friend?" And he said, "Because he's not my friend, you dumbass. I just met him." Thank you.